was the medication that was slowly destroying my body. The same doctor that ignored me, he was when I said ignore me, he didn't take me serious. He said to me, he said, if you hadn't gone the way you did, you would have died. When I got in, I was frightened because it was so strange. A lot of people around, and the noise, and because I couldn't move my body, and I started to cry, and a nurse came over and asked me why I cry, and I said, well, I don't know what is happening to me, and she said, well, we'll take care of you, don't worry, we'll take care of you. But still the anxiety of what because I couldn't move, I couldn't help myself, there was no strength in my body. I felt vulnerable. I wasn't afraid in my heart, it was just the environment frightens me. But then she assured me that, oh, we'll take care of you, we'll take care of you.
Mum had her phone and she was able to call. And then eventually, because obviously we couldn't go there or we couldn't speak to anyone directly as such, a nurse rang me directly to say what was happening, what they were doing with Mum and how she was. And that was a relief for me. So she would, every other day, I think it was, she would ring up and say, this is happening, this is where she's going to go today, if she's going to have more injections, or the amount of steroids that she was going to get, because she had it intravenously to start with, and then she had it tablet full, and all those details she gave me, and I can't recall her name, but she was fantastic. And then I was then able to relay that to the rest of the family, and we set up a WhatsApp group so everybody knew all at the same time what was happening.
I could feel my body, the strength in my body failing, and it was like each day it get worse. It was like my back collapsing to my hips, and I couldn't walk as I should. But before that, I noticed that my going about was slower. I was slower in my activities, very slow, getting slower and slower. And when I spoke to somebody, he said, I'll send you an appointment, but I can't promise you when. Yeah. So that's when the appointment were made at the private hospital. Yeah. So when I was taken there, it was shown that there was something more serious. And I got to a place where it's like I was in a tunnel, and the tunnel was slippery. It was on an angle. Yeah, it was on an angle. Not deep, but an angle that it feels like slowly. If I move about, I slip down.
So it was on a slight angle?
Yeah, a slight angle. And I thought, if I get to the light, because there was a light far away, but where I was dark. And if I move, I slide a little bit. So I try to hold myself not to slide, because if I get to that light, I won't come back. That's how I felt. So my prayer was that I was repeating the 23rd Psalms, because that's all I've been thinking of. Yea, though I walk, and the verse I was repeating over and over was, yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. And I have that little book with me all the time, and I keep reading it, and they always laugh at me. Oh, you still have your little book with you? Because each time they take me, I have my little book with me. The situation that I was in, the place I find myself, I was just thinking that if that's my end, I was only thinking of Yahweh. I wasn't thinking of anybody else. I wasn't thinking of the prayer that would be sending up to Yahweh. I did ask, because I said to Edwin about, as I was getting worse and worse and worse, to pray, but that wasn't in my mind anymore. I was the only thing was in my mind is that I was aiming into death, and I was in the transition, because my prayer was, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, and that was all that was in my mind. That was all that I was repeating in my heart. No, not during that period of time. Is when I begin to realize that I haven't died, when that passed after however long, because I don't know. I can't explain. A day seems like a month. It seems. I didn't find myself in that tunnel anymore. I was under. I wasn't in that tunnel anymore. I was in a different. What did I call it now?
Different place, different plane.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That's when I realized that I'm not, I haven't died, because I wasn't in the tunnel, I wasn't in this slippery anymore.
It was a very, like I said, very, very scary, because she went down into this, as she described, into this darkness, and her body was not working. And after all the information that the nurse gave, and then saying that she was responding to the treatment that she was having, so that was the turning point for me, where I knew that Yahweh was doing what He does best. And yes, people were praying. I know that there was people praying, because I could feel it. And at the times when Mum would ring and say something like, I don't like the night times because it's not very nice. I mean, those are the times when I wanted to go, but we weren't allowed. So I would be laying awake at night, crying, because I couldn't be there for her. And I just wanted to just say to Yahweh, just cover her, help her to feel that we are praying. We are praying. when she was coming home that day, there was boxes all over the place, but we had to prepare the room so that when she came home, she would have somewhere so that she could relax and everything. So we did all that. And then when she turned up, they brought her home, and I went out. Mum went into hospital, not able to move. And when she came back, she was able to walk back into the house. I mean, she had her frame, and that was Yahweh. Yahweh took her from the beginning, that she deteriorated so much that she couldn't move. But when she came back, she could get out of that van and walk into the house. And I was excited. I was excited that she was back. Excited, Mum had come back home. And just thank Yahweh, just praised Him. If you're going through something that you think is impossible, and you know that you have Yahweh on your side, you pray, continue to pray till He answers. Don't stop. Yahweh hears your prayer before you pray. He knows what's in your heart. And I know that because I've seen what He has done. I feel Yahweh there. You feel an extraordinary peace. And through this, He's made me stronger in my faith.
I would advise anyone to trust Yahweh, because, well, we don't know what's around the corner for anyone.
Yahweh is the one that can make it possible.